hell, dude. Live as hell, guys. It's Monday night. Raw has just gone off the air. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron here in the Mayhem Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. We're ready to talk Monday Night Raw as we do every Monday, guys. With me from Poughkeepsie, New York is Mad Mike.
I am the watcher. I watch Raw.
This would be great for all those audio listeners that we have going on right now.
It's
also
the video. People watch the video.
From Johnstown, PA is BobbyFJTown, chilling as he does on the Mondays.
I'm tired.
Oh, he's tired, but he's joined us anyways. How you doing, Bobby?
Cat with me.
Yeah, you know.
Cat's here.
So Monday Night Raw, we had a lot going on setting up for. Gotta say, okay, we've had a bad spell of the go home Raws before pay-per-views being really, really horrible. Would you guys say that we came back around this time?
It was decent. I didn't mind it.
It was better than the past 2 weeks, but I don't know if it was really a good Raw by any stretch of the imagination. There were a couple of good segments, but
yeah,
a lot of the matches were very much the same.
That's true. Yeah, match-wise, we had the six-way. Bobby, I think your thing's doing its thing again. Oh, you don't have headphones tonight, do you?
I have headphones. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll deal with it. But yeah, we got once again Cesaro and Dolph. I know popped up. We had the six-man tag, which I think is the same thing we saw on SmackDown. Though a little bit more entertaining this time around. Sandow getting the pin, Mizdow getting the pin on Sheamus. That's all I can really recall match-wise other than that main event.
There weren't many matches, Sorg.
There was a lot of talking tonight, which I still think that kind of was to their advantage.
I don't know, because for a go-home show, it kind of seems like we're being pulled in a couple different directions. Because the end of Raw sure built up to that Seth Rollins Randy Orton match, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I was like, what happened? What?
Yeah, so you're gonna see some shenanigans probably between their Hell in a Cell matches. So now that's the story. After how many stories did we have going in here? Plus we added in Paul Heyman coming in and say, oh, by the way, Brock's waiting for one of you guys. Good luck.
And notice they didn't say when.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Brock
If Brock shows up before the Rumble, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They're gonna have to tease this for how many months, and I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't think people have the attention span for that. I think people are gonna start knowing. I think the layman wrestling fans are gonna be like, "Where's your champion?"
It's almost like Brock's taking the belt hostage.
Well, but here's my question. All right, I understand why they're doing this with Brock because he has limited dates. He makes a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do this experiment, why did you ever have to strip Daniel Bryan?
Well, I don't think Daniel Bryan was the pull for it. Plus, Daniel Bryan had a longer "we don't know when he's coming back" situation.
We haven't a couple months at a time.
I guess.
And this is the first pay-per-view we have with Brock that he's not there. And and the reports are pretty sure Brock doesn't come back until Royal Rumble. So you'll have 3 pay-per-views without a champion. Mm-hmm. Most I think we've had is 1, maybe 2, in other situations with injuries and such. I don't know. What's that?
Hashtag vacant.
This is going to be the first year WWE's ever had where they've had more pay-per-views without a world title match than with one.
And it's an interesting change, and maybe that's something where those pay-per-views then mean something else. How long have we said, about them making storylines that don't have to, that aren't so saddled with the championship? Now they have to.
Mm-hmm.
How are we grading that? How are they grading them so far? No, this one's about the Dean Ambrose revenge. It's more the Dean Ambrose revenge than Money in Bank.
Okay.
In my opinion, WWE has not built enough superstars because you have Randy Orton and John Cena the only two that have been in the main event they're the only two left that can face Brock Lesnar and make it a legitimate match.
Nobody else makes sense.
Nobody else can they haven't pushed anybody else to be that next guy yet.
Cesaro isn't on his way to anything.
Yeah, and what they do, drop the ball.
Like Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler are in holding patterns.
Yeah.
But this is the time where they should be building the mid-card champions.
And they're not.
And they're not doing
Exactly.
anything.
There should be something significant for those IC and those US belts, but instead we have those two guys dropping out every week, it seems.
Like, instead, you're probably going to get the main event for TLC be Rollins versus Ambrose in a TLC match for that Money in the Bank briefcase. Which, again, that's fine, but they have to push the mid-card titles.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. Like
SummerSlam
92 was main event with an IC title match.
Bret Hart versus British Bulldog.
Which is probably the last time they did that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it depends if you count the Kane versus Triple H where they unified the belts.
That's when the Intercontinental title meant something. Like when Razor Ramon had it, and that Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels match. The Rock and Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship. You remember those? The Stone Cold versus Rock feud was started over the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the day, that thing was almost like the championship. It was like a second-tier championship, but it was the title everybody was going after. I don't know.
And I'm sorry, if Rusev had the U.S. title right now, this whole thing with Big Show, that could main event this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I think
because they put so much time into it, and it's a good story, but that's why I'm surprised they didn't have Rusev have the U.S. belt. But anyway, back to Raw. A soldier got in the ring.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Did we lose Sorg? Okay.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm doing stuff over here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was okay. We're pushing the Rusev thing. We got another week out of Big Show and Rusev. We had the flag drop down. And we had a soldier run into the ring, which I hate when they tease stuff like that. I hate when they tease. Oh, it's a fan that came in. I didn't like when they did that when Zach Allen was like a fan on the outside, or gets involved, because I think that kind of leads to a bad precedent. And as looking at on YouTube as I was right after that, there was a lot of, this happens a lot. and presumably it was a plant, right? They came back and addressed it and made a promo out of it, right?
Oh, that was the plant.
Yeah, that was the plan. It's some NXT worker you haven't seen yet. Maybe they shaved Shulo and we didn't know.
It was Devin Devinson, yeah.
It was Devin Devinson? Was that he finally made his?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Debut?
I'm sorry. Corporal Devin Devinson.
Corporal Devin. I love it. Logan Shulo, of course. Samuel Elias, I believe he's going by now. Who got squashed last week? First match in
Elias Sampson.
Elias Sampson. I keep screwing that up. Anyways. I don't know, anything else from Raw? Mick Foley came back. I think that really kind of pushed the Hell in a Cell between Ambrose and Rollins to the moon. If you weren't already believing in those two with the lineage they had, he was the right guy to pop in, and I'm glad you mentioned they're going to make him a guest referee. I'm glad they didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But he was there really just to say, hey, this is a big deal. My daughter likes you guys. and really kind of it put that stamp of approval from the guy that made that match.
I really hope they're able to live up to that, though, because in this PG era, the Hell in the Cell matches are not as brutal, and that's fine. That's wrestlers. That's wrestler safety.
But look at the after 10 o'clock promos we've been having. Look at the thing with Dean Ambrose and the dummy. I think that was a little. You wouldn't have had that in PG era, okay?
So he brought out a power drill.
He did bring out a power drill. As I believe it was Leg Kick TKO on Twitter saying that was the CZW going away package.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very entertaining. I mean, they had interesting stuff going on that wasn't matches. That's kind of my point for tonight. It got me the Mick Foley thing, even the Dean Ambrose and Seth before that had me into it. I dropped what I was doing. I'm usually working away, prepping stuff for the shows tomorrow night, for the podcast, while I'm watching Raw, because it hasn't really engaged me a lot lately, right? But between that and even a little bit of the Rusev and Soldier running into the ring stuff, that was like, oh, hey, what's this? You know, and that's what Raw needs to do more of, and it's hard for them to fill 3 hours of that.
Yeah, sometimes tonight I was like drifting away from Raw, and then something would snap me back into it.
Well, it was during the matches that really like drew me out of it, because we've seen almost every single one of those matches before.
And that's the feeling with that. You talk about them not building people up, and it feels like, well, there's nobody to line the bottom of the birdcage at this point because they let everybody go. So there's not even any variety there. It's not like, oh, hey, look, this guy popped up, you know?
You know, the most over wrestler tonight was probably Damien Mizdow.
Damien Mizdow, exactly.
I really hope they pull something where Miz somehow wins the IC title or the US title, whichever one Sheamus has. I really, honestly, I don't know. It's US title.
And we don't anymore.
Style, but
in the Q&A, if you guys are joining us here live, we have a Q&A app. If you're watching us on the YouTube, there's a little pop-up that should be in your lower left of the screen for the question and answer. So you can ask questions here. Did Randy Orton say the F word? Did you guys catch that?
Oh, maybe because they stopped the thing. They bleeped it, I guess.
He probably did.
Okay.
We've heard guys kind of slip like that before.
It happens. It certainly happens.
Yeah. But we also got a definitive understanding of who each wrestler is in the DC Comics universe with.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That was pretty fantastic.
With John Cena being confirmed as Superman, Dean Ambrose being confirmed as the Joker, and with as quickly as Seth Rollins got up to the top of that cell, he is probably the Flash.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they go away, they do the replay, and then Seth Rollins is suddenly on top of Hell in a Cell.
It's live.
And he wasn't winded at all.
No.
Like, I need to know if there was a hole that he shimmied through. I mean, this isn't like a Dean Ambrose situation where there was a back door. I need to know how this happened.
The show wasn't pre-taped. The show was certainly not pre-taped tonight, right?
No. It was just crazy how he was able to get up there that quickly.
Hashtag jetpack.
Hashtag jetpack indeed. All right, anything else from Raw tonight? I'm peeking through. They're doing a lot of stuff on Network, I know, tonight, including Hulk Hogan is there in the house apparently, but they're having him on the Raw the Raw backstage pass afterwards.
He was probably just interviewed last week when he was there.
That could be too.
That might be why he didn't come out, because he was there, but not there.
They've been doing tricky stuff. I mean, we talked a couple weeks ago when they had Reigns via satellite, even though he was in location. I feel like that's very much a cop-out.
Vince got angry.
What's that?
Oh,
Vince got angry because of that interview.
Vince got angry because he cut a shitty promo.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there's that, too.
Roman Reigns is not getting better, folks.
Believe that.
That's a shame. Boy. Anyways, with that, that's about it for Raw. For 3 hours, we can get maybe 12 minutes out of this thing, you know? So if you want to hear more, we'll talk more wrestling tomorrow night for the Wrestling Mayhem Show at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday nights, live.sorgatronmedia.com. Links over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, including all of our other shows, the wrap-ups for TNA, NXT, the Wrestling Game Show, the Indie Mayhem Show. We had a great talk with a friend of the show, Jimmy DeMarco. We talked to great guys like Joe Dombrowski, who's a commentary for Ring of Honor, Zach Gowen, guys like that. You can go check all those out. Past interviews with guys like Superfly, Jim Snuka, Mike Quackenbush. And please follow us at Mayhem Show on Twitter, Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook, Google+, and the Facebook group. And
especially join us tomorrow night if you happen to be finding this because WWE retweeted one of our tweets tonight.
Yeah, WWE Universe apparently retweeted us. So hello, all new followers that popped up. Hope you dig this. Just a real quick wrap up. We like to do just our fresh thoughts after the show, what we liked and didn't like, and we'll get more. broader. We'll be talking Hell in a Cell, more specifically tomorrow night on the Wrestling Mayhem show, for instance. And you can join us. So we actually start things at like 4 o'clock with some podcasts over at sorgatronmedia.com. You can check out the whole listing there and check out great stuff. We got some DVDs. If you sign up for our mailing list over at sorgatronmedia.com, actually, you'll actually get a free download of local promotion IWC's 100th show from a few years ago. They just celebrated the 200th. Great match, 3 ways with AJ Styles, Homicide, and Christopher Daniels. Great classic guys like Delirious, Larry Sweeney on there. A whole lineup. So go check that out, sorgatronmedia.com. So until then, for Mad Mike up in Poughkeepsie, New York, BobbyFJTown in Johnstown, PA, I'm in Pittsburgh, and we'll see you guys next time.